happy hour somewhere. What better place to spend happy hour than at the OTS venue, man? JD, why are you going live on a Thursday, man? I'm still at work. I don't give a shit. I'm not. We got a lot to talk about today. Apparently, CM Punk and AEW, man, they're on the rocks. What's going on? What's going on, man? What's going on with CM Punk and AEW? Apparently, according to reports today, he almost no-showed Dynamite last night. We're going to go over the entire situation from top to bottom about CM Punk, AEW, Adam Page, and all the drama that is going on. Also, NXT UK is finished. NXT Europe now planned for 2023. What's going on? Are we going to get some of that black and gold on Tuesday night via NXT UK, man? We'll talk about it. Also, there are a lot of people that owe me a fucking apology. When I say shit on this show, man, you better fucking listen to me, okay? What am I talking about? We'll talk about it today on OTS. I'm going to the venue. It's a beautiful day. The beverages are ice cold. The whiskey is on ice. And the best fucking podcast in the IWC is live. I just got one question for you before I go park the Stang outside the beer garden. What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. I got a little bit of extra for you today, August 18th, 2022. I am JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Thursday afternoons, wherever you may be. We got a lot of news on this Thursday afternoon, guys. So I decided, why not? Why not have happy hour? Let's open up the beer garden and let's go live today on Off the Script. We got a lot of news to go over, man. Apparently, something legitimately broke right before I went live in regards to CM Punk. I knew something was fishy last night. I knew something was fishy with CM Punk on AEW Dynamite. Apparently, CM Punk may have almost decided to not come to AEW Dynamite last night, and it's all in regards to Adam Hangman Page and the promo that Page cut right before Double or Nothing, and then CM Punk with a rebuttal last night completely, no pun intended, went off the script. So we will talk about that. Late breaking news in regards to that. I hope everything is all right with CM Punk and AEW management. And whatever's going on going into All Out, everybody was like, oh, maybe Page is going to be added to the match. It doesn't look like Page is really planned for anything at All Out. No tag team match with the Dark Order. He don't have a singles match for himself at All Out. And now everybody was like, well, after the promo last night, maybe Adam Page gets added to the Moxley Punk match, making it a triple threat match. And maybe it's not MJF. Looks like Adam Page has no plans at all. And this was just CM Punk going off the script. So we'll talk about that. I also got news on... Where are my notes? I also got news on WWE changing their premium live events. New mentality now with Triple H in charge. We got NXT news. NXT UK is dead. NXT UK is no more. Finished. We are now on our way to having a new NXT over in Europe, titled NXT Europe in 2023, led by Shawn Michaels. I wonder what that means. Shawn Michaels is leading NXT Europe in 2023. He is head of talent development and creative. What does that mean for NXT here in the United States? Does that mean that Paul Levesque is going to take over NXT? Are we going to see some black and gold influence on Tuesday night? One would hope. One could only hope. So we'll talk about all that, from the talent being worried, like I talked about on Tuesday, to what we heard on Wednesday with a possible Worlds Collide. And now today, WWE themselves officially announced that NXT UK is finished. Also, I got news on Kevin Nash, Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Kevin Nash himself said people in WWE tried to dismantle everything Triple H did in NXT. He was quoted saying, I thought that was fucked up, man. I don't know who's listening to me that doesn't like me because of my pro wrestling opinions. JD's an asshole. He's so negative. I don't know who's listening to me that doesn't like me, but I'm looking directly at you. You owe me a fucking apology. A big one. The biggest ever. A fucking apology is what you owe me. Everybody said, oh, JD this, JD that. How could he say this? They dismantled his legacy, blah, blah, blah. Look, he's back. He's back in WWE. What happened? Of all people saying that, ain't no fucking random, no fucking name podcast. This is Kevin Nash, one of his lifelong friends, saying this. I'm sorry. When I'm wrong, I'll admit it. With this, I've been 100% absolutely fucking perfect. Give me a fucking break. I love it. I love making people look like fools, man. It's what puts me to sleep at night. Easy. We'll talk about all that plus so much more right here on OTS for this Thursday afternoon, man. It's happy hour. What are you guys drinking? What are you guys drinking, man? I got quite the evening planned, bro. I'm doing a little whiskey tasting. I got 2 brand new whiskeys that I have not opened yet downstairs in the bar. You know where I reside, in my mother's basement. You know, a full-fledged bar. One day I'll show you guys. That's my mother's basement, though. Whiskey tasting. Gonna make some cavatelli with a nice champagne vodka sauce. We're doing meatballs, right? And we're watching Black Phone tonight. Got it all laid out. So why not? I figure I'd go live for you guys today, man. Have some fun. So I appreciate you guys joining me tonight on OTS. Channel memberships are still 50% off. So make sure you guys go hit that channel membership join button, man. Hit that join button. And if you guys are thinking about becoming a channel member, it's 50% off for the month of August. $249 instead of $499. You guys get all those emotes. My VIPs in the chat, show off the emotes, bro. All my VIPs, man, show off the emotes. For everybody that's not a channel member, these geeks in here that are not channel members, show off all those beautiful emotes, man. We're getting 5 more emotes done. 2 new badges as well. 36-month memberships and 48-month memberships, man. They are exclusive. And they're not microphones. We got the microphones in the chat. There you go. Look at that. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. We got some brand new ones coming, bro. They're fucking nice. So you guys will see them in the next few weeks. So if you guys want to hit the join button, man, become a channel member. Sit VIP. We do VIP-only chats on Sunday. Off the script, 441 this weekend, man. Should be a banger as usual. To get in on the fun and sit VIP, man. I'll let you in. Also, hit that subscribe button, man. We are over 136,000 subscribers, man. Thank you so much. This was the quickest we got to 1,000 ever. Literally within days. I guess my positivity's rubbing off on everybody, man. Also, hit that thumbs up, man. I expect 1,000 likes minimum on the podcast. 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes or Bruce Pritchard runs NXT forever. And nobody wants that. Come on now. Come on now, man. Shout out to the AEW on TNT Instagram account for throwing my tweet up in a little Instagram post today. AEW Paige Shill confirmed. Can't wait to see all the, oh, why are you giving attention to JD, man? He's so negative. Shout out to the fine social media team over at AEW on Instagram. Also, we just announced today, man, Pro Wrestling TV is now yet another home of Off the Script. Just announced today, the crew over at Pro Wrestling TV has been absolutely fantastic, man. Getting some of the content over there, Pro Wrestling TV. Go check my Twitter. I tweeted about it today. We got some original programming coming, man. I'm going to be teaming up with one of my very good friends. It's not Jesse. One of my very good friends, an OTS VIP. We're doing some Mike and the Mad Dog type talk show. If you guys know Mike and the Mad Dog, bro, if you live in New York City, we are going to be doing some good old-fashioned wrestling talk, bro. Yeah. We're going to take the Mike and the Mad Dog formula and kind of pro wrestling it up. I don't know if it's going to be live or not. I have to ask. But it will be on there. Just to give you guys a reason, an incentive to sign up for Pro Wrestling TV, man. Pro Wrestling TV is actually the home of a lot of great independent wrestling. So if you guys want some great independent wrestling, man, Pro Wrestling TV is where it's at. Also, go check out the podcast from last night. Jesse and I absolutely killed it, man. I was very pleased with last night's show. Talking about CM Punk and the whole dynamic there with Paige and whatever happened with Moxley, where MJF is going to fit into all this. Good stuff, man. Go check that out. Monday Night Raw Hours Live, NXT Hours Live, Off the Script 440. Coming this weekend, 439. Actually, no, 440 was this past weekend. 441's coming up this Sunday. 440 was live on Sunday. Go check that out. Tons of stuff. Tons of stuff, man. And as always, man, super chats are open. You guys are going to get them on it. It's happy hour, man. Show me how happy you are. Let me see that happiness, bro. Super chats are open. We'll talk about everything you want, anything you want at the end of the show. So get them on in, and we'll hang out with our cold beverages. Enough of me. Enough of me, man. Let's get into the news. Let's start off with this CM Punk news, man. This is not looking good here. Not looking good about CM Punk. CM Punk may have almost decided to not come to Dynamite last night. More on why Adam Page was referenced in his promo while he should have been out there selling the Jon Moxley match. I don't know. CM Punk challenged Adam Hangman Page to a rematch last night on the August 17th edition. By the way, this comes from Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful.com. August 17th of AEW Dynamite, but according to Wrestling Observer, it wasn't planned. Sean Ross Sapp says he was able to confirm this. Now, I got excited because, listen, Punk wants to wipe off that ring rust. No better guy to do it against than Adam Page. So we didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. He wanted to wrestle Adam Page last night, and that was never even in the plans. Tony Khan had nothing in the show for that to happen. So Punk defeated Page at Double or Nothing earlier this year, won the world title. This was obviously before he was forced away from the ring for several months because he broke his foot on something that should have never happened. Before that, however, there was word that Punk and Page didn't see eye to eye on some promo material that emerged on an episode of Dynamite that built to their match. Fightful has been told that it was to the point that Punk met with AEW higher-ups about the context of Adam Page's promo. Voices of Wrestling noted that they had heard Punk had told others after the meeting in May that he wouldn't lose to Adam Page. So he was not happy about the context of the promo. And he didn't like what was being said back and forth there. So he went to AEW higher-ups about this, and then he gave what sounds to be an ultimatum. He doesn't want to lose to Adam Page. He would not lose to Adam Page. He forced AEW's hand. That was the biggest match that they could have done then. Obviously, they wanted another summer of Punk. I don't think it was even in the cards for Punk to lose. It would have not made any sense if Punk lost. So Punk was going to win that match no matter if Punk was on the back and forth with AEW management about a decision anyway. Punk was the only winner in that match. But he gave them the evil eye and said, hey, I'm not losing to Page. Fightful was also told by several within AEW that they felt the situation that unfolded on August 17th's episode of Dynamite was unfair to Adam Page if he wasn't aware of it. So Punk went into business for himself. Jesse and I even questioned last night, why was that even thrown into the promo if the match was never going to take place? Why did they just bury Adam Page out of nowhere, and Adam Page hasn't done jack shit to anybody? They realistically threw Adam Page under the bus last night. Punk did anyway. I was thinking, all right, this was, obviously written out and approved by Tony Khan. CM Punk went out there and literally threw Adam Page under the bus without him even knowing. Now everything is kind of unraveling. Why would he do that? Why would he do that? And was he reprimanded and spoken to by Tony Khan after all of this had happened? It was unfair. Adam Page is probably, he's one of the faces of the company. Adam Page has been one of the hardest working guys in the entire company. I can't imagine Adam Page being a troublemaker backstage. He goes about his business, he does what he has to do, and then he goes home. Never have we heard anything negative about Adam Page. So the fact that it was said about him, it is unfair. I just don't know why Punk has a problem with Page and why Page has a problem with Punk. So, Adam Page was unaware of this. One said even if he was aware of it, what would he have done? What was he going to do? The most he could do was go to Tony Khan and say, bro, what's going on? TK, what is going on here? Doesn't sound good so far. So, what would he would have done? Question mark. Charge to the ring past Tony Khan and interrupt a promo he knew he wasn't supposed to be a part of? No, Adam Page would have absolutely never done that. And if anybody in the company would have done that, they would have been fired. There was no way Hangman could have won in that situation. We're told Hangman Page was in the building. He was in the building because I saw John Silver tweet out that he was in catering. He was eating in catering. He put out a tweet to John Silver. Yeah, Adam Page is busy. Hangman's busy. Eating catering. Was it Titus? No. Nobody's better than Titus. So, there was no way Hangman could have won in that situation. We're told Hangman was in the building, but haven't heard that he responded in any particular way. Those that we spoke to said that Adam Page isn't a confrontational person and is generally well-liked amongst the rosters. The belief amongst several on the roster we spoke to was that Punk believed Hangman went into business for himself leading into their Double or Nothing match, and that Punk may have seen the August 17th promo as a possible receipt to Adam Page. It's important to note that was locker room speculation as opposed to Punk telling anyone that directly. So the fact that Punk may have seen the August 17th promo as a possible receipt to take time out of his promo to Moxley to address Page, it wasn't anything that Punk said to anybody directly. Sean Ross Sapp says that this was locker room speculation and locker room whispers only. So don't start blaming Punk for that. So, from Punk's end of things, the Hangman promo had alluded to Punk's issues with Colt Cabana, and then another promo happened during a week where Punk wasn't at the show, while Punk's shot at Hangman happened with Hangman present. Sources familiar with the situation claim that CM Punk has often verbally expressed his displeasure, including recently so blatantly that they thought he might end up quitting the company. Those close to him said that he might have almost decided to stay home instead of coming to the August 17th Dynamite last night, but don't think he would have quit. We haven't been given any indication that he plans on leaving AEW, but one veteran said they heard of threats being levied. Fightful was also told that the Moxley vs. Punk match for the August 24th episode of AEW Dynamite was a late decision. We haven't been told how late, and when we asked AEW higher-ups for context, we didn't gain any. We haven't learned the crux of what led to Punk's current frustrations that would have led him, hypothetically, not showing up at Dynamite, whether it be the change in the match, Hangman's jab back in May, or otherwise. I really don't know what to make of this situation. I don't know what to make of this entire situation. This is not good. Any way you look at it, it's not good. Now, I don't know why Colt Cabana would be brought up. If Adam Hangman Page went into business for himself and mentioned something that is very, very sensitive to Phil Brooks, that has nothing to do with the match, why would he go out there and say something like that? Why would he go into business for himself? Maybe he went into business for himself to get a little more intensity onto the feud that they were building. But I don't know why you would go into business for yourself, mention something like that, and then not get it approved by Punk himself, and then Tony Khan. CM Punk, on the other hand, saw this as a jab at him, and like any normal human being, when you're jabbed, you're going to jab back. You're going to take that and you're going to fire an insult or something back at them. But I don't understand why all of this now is going on, and now we're just finally starting to hear about this. This is not a good situation. All we've ever heard was that AEW's locker room was very family-orientated. Nothing but positivity coming out of that locker room. Everybody loves to be in that locker room. But now we start to hear CM Punk is frustrated. CM Punk is going to the higher-ups. CM Punk is giving ultimatums and statements. I'm not losing to Adam Page. It's not a good situation. The match with Moxley taking place next week, Fightful says it was a late decision. How late of a decision, they don't know. On one hand, they did mention last night that this is a big money match. Jim Ross mentioned this is a big money match. They even alluded to on commentary that they can't do the match right now. They can't actually have a big brawl here. There's going to be a lot of money on the table. Jim Ross mentioned millions on the table. Then we come to find out that the match is booked for next week in Cincinnati on AEW Dynamite. Does that have anything to do, the facilitation of this match happening, does this have anything to do with CM Punk here in this story, frustrated, threatening to leave the company, upset? Does this have anything to do with him and facilitating the match on Dynamite next week? I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me. Now, I don't want to believe that, and I think cooler heads will prevail here because he's going to be here for a while. He's not even here a full year yet, and there's already fucking problems. I don't know what else it could be. Jealousy from Adam Page? Jealousy from the locker room? Maybe some of the stories that we heard about CM Punk were legitimately true, that he really isn't liked in the locker room. A lot of what Eddie Kingston said, when they feuded now is coming back to me. A lot of people in that locker room are afraid to really give you their honest opinion of you, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you right to your face out here. Remember when they feuded? Remember when they went one-on-one and the promos that led up to that match? Eddie Kingston even alluded that a lot of people in that locker room don't like him. Here we would think he is a fan base that everybody missed CM Punk, and CM Punk being in AEW is going to elevate the brand. Maybe everybody is frustrated that CM Punk is back for CM Punk only. CM Punk really hasn't grown AEW the way everybody expected AEW to grow with CM Punk. They haven't hit 1 million in several weeks. You would think that with the talent that they have on that roster, the Punks and the Coles and the Omegas and the Bucks and the Pages and the Bryans and the Claudios and the Moxleys and the Jerichos, that this would be a number one destination for pro wrestling on Wednesday night. That they'd be getting over 1 million rating every single Wednesday. They're usually hovering around 970, 980 every single week. They don't really break 1 million unless it's like a Blood and Guts or something like next week. Maybe CM Punk, maybe the locker room, I don't want to throw anything out there that is, misinterpreted. But maybe the locker room honestly believes that CM Punk is back for CM Punk only. He's taking opportunity away from everything that AEW built around, right? All the young kids and all the AEW faithful. Maybe they're starting to believe that Punk is back for Punk only and that he is taking opportunities away from everybody. All these WWE guys coming in here are taking opportunities away from what the company should be building around. Guys like Starks and Darby and Jungle Boy, MJF. Then it gets you thinking about MJF's promo. How much truth to that situation? How much truth to his words were actually legit? You want to bring in all these ex-WWE guys and pay them double, triple what you're paying me. Meanwhile, they are not talented enough to fucking lace my boots. We're starting to really see all the words that have been said over the last 6 months in these CM Punk feuds kind of take on a different life now. Again, I don't want to throw that type of bullshit out there, but it's very difficult to ignore. It's right in front of you. Tony Khan really, at the end of the day, Tony Khan really needs to get a grasp on his roster. It seems more and more, every single week, Tony Khan is losing grip on his roster. It's definitely becoming a little bit more of a free-for-all. And then you go back and think to what Big Swole said. Then you go back to think about what Big Swole says, that there's no structure in AEW. Maybe when she said that, me included, a lot of people didn't really look at what she was actually saying. Now, 8 months later, 9 months later, we're looking back at what she said. There's no structure. We get people complaining. We get this situation. We get MJF, truth to the reality. A lot of his words were probably true. You get the Gresham situation happening with Ring of Honor. No communication between Jonathan Gresham and Tony Khan. Tony Khan goes out there and starts structuring his human relations department or talent relations department. Puts Madison Rayne in charge of the ladies, head coach there. Gives more of a role to QT Marshall and Dustin Rhodes backstage. Sanjay Dutt. Seems like Tony Khan is losing a little grip on his roster. Maybe he's realizing the hard way that, AEW is not really the place for you to come on in and just start doing what you want. It can't be fucking the Wild Wild West out here. I think a lot of the pro wrestlers took advantage of that, and Tony Khan just let it be because Tony Khan loves the business so much, and he didn't really want to step over all of this talent that he's respected for so long. But at the end of the day, he's a fucking business owner. He's a business owner. He's a pro wrestling promoter. If you are not leading like the boss that you should be and putting everybody in a fucking place and telling everybody that it ends with you, nothing gets by until I say so. Nothing makes it to television until I say so. And if I want something on television, you're going to fucking do it. Talk about it like normal human beings. What's with the fucking egos? This is something that we've discussed time and time and time again. Tony Khan needs to be a boss. You can't go out there and bring in CM Punk and then allow him to do whatever the fuck he wants because he's CM Punk. If you allow him to be CM Punk and do whatever the fuck he wants without giving him some sort of leash, you're paying him to be there. He's working for you. It's going to trickle down to the rest of the locker room. If you treat him and let him get away with basically anything, it's going to trickle down to the rest of the locker room, and people are going to have some sort of animosity towards that. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So now you look at this situation and you hear about this CM Punk threatening to walk out. He's levied this about possible leaving AEW. I'm not losing to Paige. He's going to allow Punk to do whatever the fuck he wants because he doesn't want to step on Punk's feet. No pun intended. He doesn't want to anger CM Punk. He's going to give CM Punk whatever he wants. Without Punk, I don't want to say it's over, but without Punk, forget about it. The reason why everybody got excited in AEW, was not because of CM Punk, but it took it to the next level. AEW became a major fucking player with CM Punk. Why is this match happening next week? Why is it happening next week? From the looks of it, I don't want to say it is, but from the looks of it, in my honest opinion, it looks like whatever Jesse was talking about last night may actually be true. There's no long-term booking to this. Meanwhile, a long-term program with Moxley and Punk, if you can't get 2 or 3 months out of that, the fuck are you doing here? By the looks of it to me, it looks like they're hot-shotting this match. And they're hot-shotting it. I don't know if this situation has anything to do with it, but it looks like they're hot-shotting it for a fucking rating. It looks like Tony Khan is trying to hot-shot a rating. It looks like Tony Khan is trying to make a statement. Hey, I could put this big match on and I'm going to pop a big rating for Dynamite. What happens when the big rating doesn't come in for Dynamite? What happens if they don't grab 1 million viewers next week? I think the likelihood of them grabbing 1 million viewers is very high. But on the off chance that they don't grab 1 million viewers, what's the complaint going to be next? He's taking a big risk here. He's taking CM Punk and Jon Moxley and putting the biggest main event in the history of this company on free television on Dynamite next week. If they don't grab 1 million viewers next week, what do you think is going to resonate in that locker room? It's going to really put an exclamation point on what I just previously stated. Why is Punk here if Punk is not going to make the company bigger and get the company in more eyes? He may be getting the company in more eyes. He may be bringing a spotlight to the company in other aspects. But as far as television ratings, nobody's really going out of their way to watch CM Punk on television. Nobody's going out of their way to watch AEW on television because of CM Punk. Something is not adding up there. So if you're doing this match on free TV next week and they don't grab 1 million viewers, it's only going to make Tony Khan look bad. It's going to make AEW look bad. It's going to make everybody look bad. I don't like this situation at all, man. 975,000 says as XYZ in the chat last night. They hyped up a fucking trios match with a return of Kenny Omega as the mystery partner, and they didn't grab 1 million viewers. Now, the ratings are just the ratings. I mean, nothing is really factored in there as far as DVR is concerned. With DVR, they're over 1 million. A lot of people DVR, especially in the summertime. Listen, it's the summertime, man. Ratings are going to be down. People are off. School is out. People are enjoying themselves. They're not home on a Wednesday night like us geeks watching professional wrestling. We do it because we do it. I do it because it's my fucking livelihood. This is what I do for you guys. It's not good. It's not good. 957,000. 957,000. I'm sorry. He made a typo. Even worse. House of the Dragons. AEW Dynamite. Can't break a fucking million? Got Punk and Moxley. You got trios. Kenny Omega. 2 out of 3 falls with Bryan Danielson and Daniel Garcia. Why aren't people watching? I don't know what they do with this match next week, but it honestly feels like everything is being hot-shotted. Jesse may actually end up being correct. I don't know if he's listening to this now or if he'll catch it later tonight or whatever, but he may end up being right. I went on last night's show and said, well, yeah, I get what you're saying, but it may not need to be hot shot. Maybe they get a rematch out of it. Maybe we do it again in Chicago. I can't really see CM Punk in Chicago not being in the main event. Maybe they're looking to take the title off of CM Punk. Maybe Jon Moxley is going to be the real AEW World Champion and then drop the fucking title to MJF in Chicago. Or vice versa. I don't know. This really opens up a whole different perspective. Are they hot-shotting this match because of what happened here? Are they looking to take the title off of CM Punk? Maybe punish him? Maybe he really does want out. I don't know. Either it's Punk or Moxley and then to MJF. Yeah, Jesse's going to want an apology. Yeah. I have no problem giving Jesse an apology, but again, we still have to see how it plays out. Honestly, man, it's not looking good it's not a good look. The locker room, it sounds like to me the locker room has a lot of animosity towards CM Punk being there. What has really changed with Punk coming in? What has changed? Yes, television is better to us. Television is better when CM Punk is on TV. Yes, that's a very well-known fact. But what realistically has changed for AEW? Are they better now than they were then? The locker room has some sort of gripe. He's making all this amount of money. And people that have been there and working their ass off, you know, they see that and it's not a good look for them. MJF and the promo really now rings true. I don't really have a good feeling about AEW moving forward, man. I don't. I feel like things are getting a little too out of control. All the shit that Eric Bischoff talks about, Jim Cornette talks about, you know, all these headlines you see. Eric Bischoff was recently in the headline saying that he thinks Tony Khan books AEW Dynamite like a 14-year-old mark. I don't want to sit there and say it's true because Tony Khan has had some fucking gems in there. But it really does boil down to it being Tony Khan is coming off like a super fan with a lot of money who's running a pro wrestling promotion. There's no sense of order there. Yeah, we're getting great shows. Yes, I'm very, very grateful for AEW. They have killed it. They have re-energized people's feeling about pro wrestling. They've revitalized people's love for pro wrestling. There's a lot of great that comes from AEW and AEW being around. But if you're going to allow this shit to happen, people going off the script, people going into business for themselves, CM Punk getting angry, him going into business for himself, him giving ultimatums, that's going to be heard and felt in the locker room. I certainly hope that cooler heads prevail here. I really do. There's a lot of great talent in that company that could really talk to Punk like a Bryan, like a Moxley, Cesaro, Claudio. A lot of great talent in that company that have worked with Punk, Eddie Kingston, to kind of fan the flames here. Because I don't really have a good feeling about this. I don't. I will keep you guys updated on it, but CM Punk AEW drama is news to me today, news to everybody. He mentioned Adam Page for whatever reason. Adam Page has nothing to do with the world title. He's not going to be added to Moxley Punk. It's not going to be a triple threat. He's not interfering in the match next week. I'm still of the belief that MJF shows up next week and he's in the main event of All Out. I can't see, or maybe we get a triple threat at All Out. I can't see Punk not being in the main event of All Out unless they're looking to take the title off of him because of two reasons. He's not fully healed, and they're bringing him back early, not 100%, or they're taking the title off of him to make a statement, put it on Moxley, and then Moxley drops it to MJF. At the end of the day, I think MJF is going to be the end goal here. I can't see Tony Khan putting that match on next week and then not delivering it. We're getting something next week. Whether it's a clear-cut winner, whether it's a DQ, or whether it's MJF in the main event of All Out. There's a lot of things that don't work here in Tony Khan's favor. Booking that match is a huge fucking liability. It is a huge risk. Everybody's already thinking that it's hot-shotted. A lot of people already feel like this match is hot-shotted. And the report from Sept says it's hot-shotted. Huge liability. If they don't go over 1 million next week, fail, they have to deliver the match. They're not going to promote this match a week in advance when it was supposed to be the main event of the pay-per-view, leaving all this money on the table. They have to deliver a match. If they deliver a match, is there going to be a clean winner? Are we going to get Punk or Moxley winning clean? That's one outcome. If it goes to a DQ, If MJF causes a DQ, lame. No winner, lame. Triple threat match, probably the best of the options. Probably the best of the options. If you don't want Moxley or Punk to look bad or lose clean, it's very difficult, man. Punk, I don't know what his feeling is now. I don't. He don't want to lose to Page. Who says he doesn't want to lose to Moxley? Maybe he doesn't want to drop the title to anybody. I have no clue. There's a lot of liability in that match next week. Lot of liability. If AEW doesn't knock it out of the park next week as a numbers-wise rating, it's not going to be a good look. A lot of people, a lot of industry people are going to sour on AEW. Fans are already souring on AEW because this match is being booked next week. Yes, it's exciting, but I mean, you can't fault us for asking questions. You can't fault us for asking why. When you got CM Punk and Jon Moxley and you're not giving us long-term booking, that raises red flags right there because it's not what the company's been built on. You're doing it next week to hotshot the fucking title and then change the main event for All Out. Whether we get this main event happening again in 2 weeks at All Out, it's still a lame fucking decision. And at the end of the day, it still will be a liability. There is a story there. I don't want you guys saying that there's no story. There is a story there. There is a story. There could be a story there. The story right now is interim champion versus world champion. World champion is back. The real world champion is back. And now we got to wrestle the interim champion. It's basically what it is. But you run into a situation now where Moxley is so fucking hot. Does anybody want to take the title off of him? He's been doing the best work of his fucking career. Wrestling everywhere. Wrestling anybody. Anything. It's not his fault Punk wanted to jump into the crowd and break his fucking foot. Yes, it sucks that CM Punk's title reign had to be derailed. But you just can't go and break your foot because of nothing wrestling related, because you want to jump into the fucking crowd, come back, and then take the title of Jon Moxley and then banish him back to the Blackpool Combat Club. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. You have to reward your soldiers that are going out there and battling for you. There are a lot of people out there that are wanting Moxley to win the fucking match. A lot of people. And I don't blame you for that. Either way you look at it, MJF was always the end goal. If that's the story they were telling, fits right into his narrative. Two WWE guys. He's in a very sticky situation. Very sticky situation. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting, and it is must-see next week, especially now with this news. I will keep you guys updated the best that I can, but I don't really have a good feeling about this. Get master spoilers out of here. Hooligan, get master spoilers out of here. JD, stop whining. Why don't you tell your fucking mothers to stop going down and it being fucking mid, okay? Get them the fuck out of here. We'll see what happens on Wednesday. I'm excited about it, but I don't know, man. A lot of things that have been said over the last couple of months, not really sitting well with a lot of people, man. A lot of truth now in everything that we've heard leading up to this news about CM Punk. Moving on. WWE is changing their strategy for big premium live events. For years, cities have bid for the rights for WWE events like WrestleMania, just like the NFL does for the Super Bowl every year. When these types of events are held, it brings major boost to the local economies. WWE will present its first major premium live event in the United Kingdom in over 3 decades next month with Clash at the Castle in Cardiff. When the show was first announced, some fans were surprised to see the company take it to Cardiff instead of going to a bigger city like London. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer was recapping the WWE second quarter 2022 earnings call. He noted that on the call, it was mentioned that Clash of the Castle is taking place in Cardiff due to the city paying the company for the rights to this event. Meltzer stated that the WWE is changing its strategy for major events in the future and will try to have cities bid on other big events such as SummerSlam and the Royal Rumble. They also mentioned, says Meltzer, that with Cardiff, not only are they getting ticket revenue, but the city of Cardiff is paying for them to come in, which probably is why they went to Cardiff and not London for this big show. They are working on, for the biggest shows of the year, to do what they do for WrestleMania, which is essentially to put them up for bidding in these specific cities. So you say you want SummerSlam. Say you want Royal Rumble, instead of going to Houston, instead of WWE going to Houston, Texas, because they feel it's a market where they can sell 30 to 40,000 tickets at a stadium, they will still be going to a stadium, but they want the city to pay them to bring them in because they're bringing tourism and things like that to the city. The idea is for the big shows going forward, this is their attempt, and this is what they're going to try to do, where the local government pays them to come in. It's a good move. It's a good move. It's a good business move. And everybody wants live entertainment, especially on the scale of stadium live entertainment. If you are able to bring in that many people and in the surrounding area, it affects all of the local businesses there, bars, restaurants, shopping, everything you can imagine. It helps the local economy. This is a no-brainer for WWE. A no-brainer. Now, which cities are going to want to pay to have a WrestleMania? I don't think they'll find it to be difficult at all for a city to want WrestleMania. So the bidding on WrestleMania, it's been going around for a little bit now. It's not going to be a problem finding a home for WrestleMania. Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, Survivor Series may be a little iffy. But like Royal Rumble and SummerSlam, it should not be difficult at all for WWE to find cities to host those annual events. Those are marquee. Those are the biggest events in all of pro wrestling. So if you want 30, 40,000, and with these shows taking place in stadiums, it's a little bit more appetizing for the local cities to say, all right, well, they're filling 50,000 people. Yeah, let's try and bid on it. WWE's got a great track record. So why not? It's a great move. NXT. The news that came out of WWE today revolved mainly around NXT. Let's go back to Tuesday, man. Heat Wave on NXT Tuesday night drew the highest viewership for the show since 2.0 was announced. The ratings are in, 723,000 live viewers on the USA Network. In the grand scheme of things, if AEW is doing 957,000 and NXT is drawing 723,000, it's not really all that far from it being close. I just want to throw that out there. 957,000 for AEW, 723,000 for NXT Heatwave, which is a developmental show. It's a little more than 200,000 people. That separates the two shows. 723,000 live viewers. It's ridiculous, man. You got to look at it like that. 957,000 to 723,000. Not much separates there. This is up from last week, which did 597,000 live viewers. The 18 to 49 demo was up 0.18. Last week, it did 0.13. It ranked number 5 in the cable top 150. Last week, it was number 20. How much of that has to do with them building the show? I don't know. Where did everybody come from the week before? Or is this the Triple H effect? Maybe this is the Triple H effect. I would not sit here and argue with you if you told me, JD, it may have to do with Triple H and the Triple H effect. I honestly think it does. Triple H tweeted out, which kind of gave people a little hope. Hey, maybe he does have something to do with NXT. He really hasn't mentioned anything about NXT. But the night of Heatwave, or the afternoon of Heatwave, he tweeted out, this is going to be a must-see show. And you should make time to watch Heatwave tonight and look at all the great NXT talent that is there. It went big on Twitter. And if it's coming from Triple H, then you know you got to pay attention to it. So how many people actually tuned into NXT on Tuesday night because of the Triple H effect? And there's a lot of positivity around what Triple H is doing now. It's not perfect yet. Things are gradually changing. If you don't see the change, I mean, open your fucking eyes. But it absolutely has to do with the Triple H effect. The other news that came out of Tuesday night's show was that NXT UK had a major presence on Tuesday night, NXT 2.0. A lot of major names from NXT UK were on the brand. Bea Priestley, Blair Davenport. That's her new name in NXT. Or has been her name, rather. Then we got Gallus, Mark and Joe Coffey with Wolfgang. We got Tyler Bate, who showed up with the NXT UK title. They don't even have a fucking show where it shows him winning the title. He just showed up with the fucking title. They're in the middle of a goddamn tournament. They're in the middle of a tournament, and he just showed up with the NXT UK title. Andrej Pitko, he says in the chat. Let's take a little time out for the chat. This marking out for Triple H is getting annoying. All of a sudden, you shit on AEW since he took over. Motherfucker, who shit on AEW? You fucking cocksucking geek. Who shit on AEW? I know I didn't. Maybe you missed last night's fucking podcast where I praised the fuck out of AEW Dynamite. Get out! Another fucking idiot in a line of idiots. Oh, JD's an AEW shill. Oh, JD's a Triple H shill. I can't be a shill for both. Which one am I? Like I haven't been talking about Triple H taking over WWE for 7 fucking years now. Maybe you just walked into the venue and got fucking carded. Get out! NXT UK. All this talent showing up on Tuesday night. I said one of two things is happening. One, they're absorbing the brand. They're closing the brand up. And they're absorbing all the NXT talent that they want for NXT Black and Gold or NXT 2.0 to give it a more black and gold-like feel. That's what I thought. The other thing is, all right, well, everybody was kind of uneasy about some of the tapings being canceled, which I'll talk about here. Some of the talent was uneasy about some of the tapings being canceled. Maybe I thought, all right, we'll do a Worlds Collide. We'll bring some of the most notable talent over here. We'll do a Worlds Collide, and when that's over, they'll go back over there and start working again. Maybe it's just a little thing, a little hiccup here in the month of August. Doesn't seem to be the case. NXT UK talent was worried about the future of the brand. We talked about this on Tuesday. On Tuesday's NXT, WWE brought in UK stars Tyler Bate, Bea Priestley, a.k.a. Blair Davenport, Joe, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang for appearances on the show, seemingly setting up a future Worlds Collide event between the brands. Dave Meltzer noted today on the Wrestling Observer Radio that several NXT UK stars were not called over to the United States, and they are worried about the future of the brand. I've been asked this a lot this week. What is going on with NXT UK? Nobody knows. But everybody in the company, I'm sure Paul Levesque knows, but there are many people in NXT UK who are presuming that NXT UK is not long for this world. Meltzer previously talked about NXT UK stars being very uneasy. They were very worried about what's going on. Meltzer brought up also the NXT 2.0 stars, noticing that the NXT UK talent being used, and there are more NXT UK stars on the way to appear on television. So I was partially right. They are absorbing the brand. Some of the talent is going to make its way to NXT 2.0. And then some of the brand is going to stay over there while they expand NXT UK to NXT Europe. NXT UK has canceled 2 tapings. Their next 2 tapings. There are all these signs, but WWE has not announced it. Has not told anyone officially. That's kind of the big story in WWE right now. Like, what is going on? And nobody's telling people. You don't need to worry. Nobody said that either. So, of course, the people in the UK that were not called to come to the United States are obviously worried about what the fuck is going on here. Then it happened this morning. An official statement from WWE that NXT UK will go on hiatus. No more. From this point on, after the tournament, I don't even know when, or if the tournament's going to be showcased. Tyler Bates showed up, like I said, with the NXT UK title on Tuesday. Will we get the tournament to showcase itself on TV? I have no idea. But NXT UK is going on hiatus from this point on. There's no more. The last set of tapings was that tournament. WWE will launch NXT Europe in 2023. The story notes, this is from Fox News. The story notes that WWE will create the NXT Europe brand and it will launch in 2023. WWE states that the plan is to reimagine the brand and talent pipeline with a renewed focus on Europe instead of the United Kingdom. NXT UK will go on hiatus for the next few months, and WWE plans on running a premium live event entitled Worlds Collide that will feature NXT and NXT UK talent going against each other that will air on Peacock on September 4th, the day of All Out. 4 p.m. Eastern on Peacock. The first tease for NXT vs. NXT UK matches happened this week on Tuesday's Heatwave show when several NXT UK wrestlers showed up on the show. The show closed with Tyler Bate, the NXT UK champion, confronting NXT champion Braun Breaker. Given the success of NXT UK, we felt like it was time to expand beyond that, said Shawn Michaels. He also stated that the plan is to launch NXT Europe bigger and better. I remember all the times we went to Germany, it was off the charts, just fantastic. But I don't know. I would love to kind of go to Venice. But that's just me. But look, with WWE and NXT, we just want to go and represent our brand across the world. I certainly have some favorite places I would like to go. Look, I think Paris, France would be pretty cool. Venice, Italy would be pretty cool. End quote. With the relaunch, the future of several NXT stars in the UK is up in the air. Shawn Michaels said that the talent will be spread out between NXT 2.0 and NXT Europe. So basically, what is happening here is what I mentioned on Tuesday. Jesse was right, Jesse was right, Jesse was right. Now, that's not what I said on Tuesday. That's Jesse in the chat now. Yes, clown, you were partially right, bro. Let's see it play out. It does not look good for CM Punk if he comes back and then wants to quit another company, man. Maybe he should just walk away completely. So what really is happening here is what I mentioned on Tuesday. NXT here in Orlando, Florida, is absorbing all of the top talent for NXT 2.0. Now, what happens with that, I'll get to that in a second. All of the top talent is being absorbed. I'm assuming Meiko Satomura will come over as well, which would be great. All of that top talent's going to be absorbed, and they're going to focus on branching out in all of Europe to build around new talent for NXT Europe. Some of the talent that really isn't at that level yet is going to stay over in the UK, and they're going to hone their craft there. The basis of it, to me, looks like it will still be the same. Tyler Bates should have been on NXT and the main roster for fucking years now. I don't know what's taking this so long. I really don't understand it. Blair Davenport, Gallus, Mark and Joe Coffey, Wolfgang. I mean, they've been there for years. They've been there for years. I don't know who else is coming over, but all of this talent should have already graduated to North America. All this talent should have already been on NXT. The reason they were not on NXT and the reason why it got stalled is because Vince and Bruce Pritchard fucking killed the black and gold. They would have been perfect on the black and gold. They would have fit like a glove, all of them, on the black and gold. That's what they did with Imperium. Imperium was black and gold. They ran black and gold. Walter came over. Fabian Eichner came over. Marcel Bartel came over. So the process about what's going on here, nothing's really changing. They're taking from NXT UK. They're adding to NXT 2.0. They're reimagining the UK brand now. Instead of the UK, all of Europe, which will give them even more assets to work with, more regions to work with, more talent to go out there and hone and craft and make into a WWE superstar in hopes of building around them for that brand, in hopes of them catching fire, making a name for themselves to come on over and be in NXT here in the States. On the flip side of it, this is great for NXT here in the United States. Because from me and my point of view, it looks like what was still somewhat black and gold in the UK with Tyler Bate and Blair Davenport and Mako Satomura and Gallus and everybody over there. Some of them that I'm not mentioning, you know, Noam Dar, all those guys over there. From my point of view, it looks like Triple H is trying to inject whatever life was left in black and gold through NXT UK into 2.0. It looks like 2.0 is going to get some black and gold facelift here. And why would anybody have a problem with that? Why would anybody have a problem with that? I don't know. It's only going to make NXT here in North America better. And on the flip side of that, now we can comfortably call up Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. We can call up Santos Escobar. We can call up Toxic Attraction, right? So if Triple H wants to have a draft, which I'm assuming is happening in the next month and a half, if he wants to have a draft and he wants to pull from NXT, he's not going to backbreak the brand and leave them without all this top-tier talent. He will have already replaced them. So calling people like that up is not even gonna make anybody blink. And in turn, you're making the main roster better. You're filling a void on the main roster that has been sorely needed. Talent. There is a severe lack of roster depth on Raw and on SmackDown, especially on Friday night. I don't know how anybody thinks this is a bad move. I don't know how anybody would think this is a bad move. I love it. Seen some bad seeds online when I posted about this story. Oh, this is going to cripple the UK wrestling scene. Now you want to complain about the UK wrestling scene being crippled. Who's watching UK pro wrestling here in the States? I don't give a shit. I don't give one single fuck about the NXT UK or the United Kingdom wrestling scene. I don't. In fact, it's only going to enhance the United Kingdom wrestling scene. Most of your talent is going to be scouted by one of the greatest of all time in Shawn Michaels, and he's going to bring them into WWE. They're getting a bigger opportunity now than wrestling fucking bingo halls for a pint of Guinness. It's great. So if anybody says, "Oh, this is going to kill NXT, this is going to kill UK pro wrestling in the Indies and in the United Kingdom," who gives a fuck? It's going to kill the Indies in Europe. Who cares? You don't want anybody that you love and admire there and watch wrestling. You watch wrestling. You don't want them to grow? You don't want them to grow? I know I'm a fan of Walter. I didn't know much about Walter before he joined WWE and joined NXT UK. You know when I became a fan of him? In NXT UK. And then I went back and watched his older shit. You don't enjoy watching him on a bigger stage hold the WWE Intercontinental title? Possibly being one of the biggest villains in the company? You would have enjoyed Pete Dunne wrestling bingo halls, right? Now, granted, the name sucks. Butch. Let me at him, Scoob. Nobody likes that. Hopefully he gets a name change. But you want to see him wrestle bingo halls the rest of his career? You don't want to see somebody with the talent of Pete Dunne make it mainstream? Same thing goes for everybody else. Tyler Bate, Mako Satomura, Bea Priestley. Where do you think Rhea Ripley got her start? Where do you think Rhea Ripley got her start? Look at Toni Storm. Toni Storm started in Japan. She went to the UK. WWE loved her. Triple H loved her. Gave her a spot on NXT UK. She got her start in the States through WWE. Major breakout potential. Now she's in AEW, possibly on her way to winning the AEW Women's Championship. So if anybody that looks at this as a bad move, you're not thinking. You're not thinking about the grand scheme of it all. Nothing's really deviated. away from the original plan. NXT UK is now giving way to NXT Europe. What's changed? This was the original vision of Triple H. Before they fucking fired him. Before they got him out and ruined his fucking legacy. This was the original vision. TAKEOVER. As far as I'm concerned, he's picking right up where he left off. NXT is going to grow in the United Kingdom to all of Europe. NXT here in the States now has a true shot at having a little black and gold injected into it. All of your favorite indie stars in Europe and in the United Kingdom and all surrounding countries are going to get a major stage through WWE instead of wrestling bingo halls for the rest of their fucking lives. The main roster is going to be plentiful and replenished with top-tier talent that is ready to go to the main roster, with the NXT UK alum filling that void in NXT 2.0. What is the fucking problem? This is why I'm here and I conduct class every fucking week. I'm giving this information out for free. The least you could do is hit the subscribe button. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. I love this move. Now, along with this move, there have been firings. There have been terminations. Flash Morgan Webster, Mark Andrews. I thought they were a great tag team. Wild Boar, Amale, Jack Stars, Dave Mastiff, Ashton Smith, and Amelia McKenzie, all fired. So clearly they are cutting budget. They're cutting budget, and they're going to be replenishing these names with upstart youngsters in and around the UK and surrounding countries in Europe, and they're going to build a brand new roster, some of which will have some of that NXT alum from the UK that is already there, that still has their jobs, and they're going to go out and scour. Shawn Michaels is going to lead NXT Europe in 2023. He is the vice president of creative. He's completely in charge. He was in charge of NXT UK while Triple H ran NXT here in Orlando, in North America. Following his retirement in 2010, obviously he lost to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26, he has been pretty much the right-hand man of Paul Levesque. He's molded talent inside the Performance Center. He became a producer. Michael started helping at the Performance Center in 2016 after a little bit of time away after his retirement. Then he became a trainer for the finishing class alongside Terry Taylor. Following in 2018, he started working as a writer and producer alongside Triple H, who oversaw the creative of NXT. Michael stepped in with WWE in September of 2021 to run NXT. Oh, man. You guys are fucking comedians, man. Shawn Michaels never ran shit in September 2021. Shawn Michaels ran day-to-day operations at NXT. Oh, man. I never laughed so hard in my entire life, man. You guys are fucking funny, man. You guys are some comedians out there. Shawn Michaels never ran shit, okay? Bruce Pritchard ran NXT with Vince McMahon. Fuck out of here. Shawn Michaels recently said that, if NXT 2.0 was bad, it's all on me. Place the blame on me. This is Shawn Michaels, who just got promoted. This is Shawn Michaels covering his bases and putting out good word to the rest of management that it's all on him and he doesn't want to bury the fucking people that pay him. He doesn't want to throw his bosses. He doesn't want to throw Bruce. He doesn't want to throw Vince, who's given him this life, under the bus. Of course he's going to take the fucking blame. He'd take a fucking bullet for them. Shawn Michaels ran NXT. Oh, man. Yeah, sure. I'm sure Shawn Michaels had a lot to do with a Duke Hudson and Dexter Lumis fucking showcase of modeling. Right? Fashion contest. This is the same guy that fucking produced Ciampa and Gargano Classics. You're gonna fucking convince me he ran NXT? Fuck out of here, man. Oh, my goodness. So good for him. Good for him. He got a promotion. What I find to be interesting is that Shawn Michaels is leading NXT Europe next year. Who's running NXT? Now, Bruce is still running NXT, by the way. I want you guys to be fully aware of this. Bruce is still running NXT. Until Triple H deems NXT ready for Paul Levesque, Bruce Pritchard is running NXT, and then he could fucking disappear into the shadows. Paul Levesque's got to fix Monday and Friday night first, then he's going to go back to Tuesday, and then he's going to fix whatever fucking mess that they created. But right now, it still feels like Bruce. Or at least up until this week. I don't know how much of a decision this is from Bruce. NXT UK, Worlds Collide, NXT UK coming over to NXT 2.0, injecting some black and gold. We may be seeing Bruce slowly but surely moved out of the picture. Which I hope is the case, because that show sucks. Tuesday night is awful. Kevin Nash. Oh, my goodness. Kevin Nash. I love me some Big Daddy Cool, bro. Kevin Nash says people in WWE tried to dismantle everything in NXT that Triple H did. I think there's a lot of people out there that owe me a fucking apology. I want flowers. I want a couple of old fashions. I want first class fucking tickets to wherever I want in the United States. And I want you to get on your hands and knees and bow to the fucking king, okay? All these geeks out there, oh, JD said they gave Triple H his heart attack. I got a geek voice on this thing, don't I?
JD said that NXT is run by Bruce. How can he be so misinformed? They killed his vision. But Triple H is back now, so JD was bullshitting all of his fans.
Give me a break. Lot of apologies, man. I'll wait as long as I have to fucking hear every single one of them. Will I hear one? No. Because they know I was right, but they don't want to admit that. The only fucking podcast in the IWC that doesn't have any sources, that doesn't go out and beg for news or interviews, I just call it like it is. And how many times are we right? 9 out of 10, at least. 9 out of 10 times we're right. Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash and Sean Oliver covered Triple H's career on the latest Click This podcast. Nash talked about meeting Triple H for the first time in 1995, how he fit into the clique, even though he wasn't into pills and alcohol like the rest of the crew was. Oh, boy. Triple H's rise to power in WWE, the curtain call, China, bodybuilding, and several other topics. So Nash says this about Triple H. You have to meet his mother and father. His mother and father are like salt of the earth. Two of the nicest human beings on the planet. His socialization process is as close to Leave It to Beaver as probably you could have. I guess when you don't go through life with a fucking backpack full of fucking baggage, I think that's maybe life's a little bit. He just didn't have baggage. It was strange because I've just never been around anybody with no vices. Like, wow. Like, you're really fucking talented. You cut a good promo. You're vegan. You're funny as fuck. You don't miss a workout. You don't have any vices. Sean Oliver asked Triple H, or asked Nash rather, if Triple H is a great listener. Nash said he's got an eye for talent. That's for sure. Look at the people that he's kind of handpicked and pushed up the WWE product on Raw. Every time one of them went up there, man, it was like, how quick can we dismantle what got him over and fuck this dude up? I'm going to repeat that, just in case the fucking geeks in the back didn't hear me. Nash said that Triple H has an eye for talent. Every time one of them went up there, man, it was like, how quick can we dismantle what got him over and fuck this dude up? It was just like when he got sick, when he had the heart episode. They couldn't fucking get down there and dismantle what he built in NXT quick enough. I thought that was fucked up, man. Oliver asked Nash what was the impetus of that, and Nash said, I don't fucking know. I asked Sean about it, and he was just like, Sean is so changed. He's just not a shit disturber anymore. He does his job, he does it well, he does the best he can, and he goes home to his family. So basically, Nash admitted that Shawn Michaels is a fucking shill. No, but Shawn Michaels is running NXT. Oh, man. Yeah, Shawn Michaels is going to admit that Bruce Pritchard and Vince McMahon were running NXT. Give me a break. Kevin Nash already fucking kind of danced around that one. Unbelievable. What more do you need? Of all people to say this, this isn't a fucking podcast in the IWC with no name value. This isn't some fucking geek on the streets. This is Kevin fucking Nash. This is Kevin Nash who said this shit. Kevin Nash, one of the guys that knows him inside and out, said that he doesn't know what the problem was. He doesn't know what the mentality was. They couldn't fucking get down there and dismantle what he built in NXT quick enough. My God, does validation feel fucking great. Unbelievable. I absolutely fucking love it, man. Absolutely love it. That is all I got for you guys tonight, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all your notifications. Get those super chats in, man. We're going to hang out in just a little bit. 1,000 minimum. I got 831 likes. Where are you? Where's the other 170? Get them up. 1,000 minimum, man. It's last call. Get them on in. Follow me on social media at JD from NY216. That's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Links are down below in the description. Also, go check out all the other content on the channel. Everything you need is on the homepage. Monday Night Raw, NXT, AEW, and Off the Script 440. Also, we are now with Pro Wrestling TV. New partner with Pro Wrestling TV. Go check my Twitter for all the details. Happy to be over there. Awesome stuff. The CM Punk information, man, is not good. CM Punk information right now is not a good one, bro. As soon as I hear any more information on that, we will definitely let you know. Let's start at the top, man, with these super chats. The Ring General Vitor becomes a new member. Vitor, what are you drinking, brother? Gary the New Man with a $10 super chat. Imagine if Paul just moves the whole NXT roster, NXT UK roster, over to 2.0. Bates versus Braun, Satomura versus Mandy, Noam Dar versus Carmelo, title unifiers. A lot of underrated talent on NXT UK. I agree, bro. Imagine Noam Dar versus Carmelo Hayes, man. That'd be a banger. I'm not a big fan of Noam Dar, though. I was never a big fan of Noam Dar. Triple H Era with a $1.99 super chat. Change is a beautiful thing. Indeed. Indeed, bro. Steve Wynyard with a UK $5 super chat. Are we getting unification matches at Worlds Collide? If not, what happens to the NXT UK titles? You know, that's a good question, brother. I don't know. We may end up getting unification matches. We may end up getting unification matches. Also, with a 5 in UK, Steve Wynyard, JD, hopefully one day you get to experience a pay-per-view in the UK. I hope so, bro. Steve Wynyard with another $10 super chat. I wouldn't fire Bruce. I would give him Triple H's job after they dismantle Black and Gold, sharpening pencils, making coffee. He could watch Trips, show him how it should have been done in Triple H's era. Yeah. You know, sending Bruce to go get me my my scones and my muffins over at Starbucks sounds like a good idea, bro. It's probably the only fucking talent he would have. JG Sampson with a new membership. Thank you, brother. You are now a VIP. Lord Quaz with a $5 super chat. Supposedly it was because Hangman says he doesn't take the advice of the veterans because he doesn't need it in an interview. Listen, man, if it's something like that, that should not cause CM Punk to get upset the way that he reportedly got upset. No way. If Adam Page doesn't want to take advice from the veterans, then leave him be. Let him learn his lesson the hard way. What advice does he need? Human Filth with a 10 in UK. Sapp reports that Cabana was outlawed to Ring of Honor, possibly on Punk's request, which doesn't sit well with AEW's locker room. Hangman stood up for him and voiced what many people think there. Bro, if Punk is still upset about Colt Cabana, that says a lot about Punk and a lot about Colt Cabana. You haven't heard a fucking peep from Colt Cabana about any of this shit. But if Punk is still upset about that, that says a lot about Punk and not in a good way. Captain Solo with a $5 super chat. Do you think AEW is starting to turn into WCW in its last days? No. Not even close, bro. Come on now. James with a $2 super chat. JD, I sent you a PM on Instagram about your whiskey. Oh, boy. All right, I'll hit you up after the show, bro. Hoolagrim. $5 super chat. If you do apologize to Jesse, he's going to go VKM ego style and want his taco truck as compensation. Congrats on the gig with Pro Wrestling TV. OTS forever. Thank you, Hooligram. Listen, man, Jesse's not completely right, but he was definitely heading in the right direction. Now with this news, it does feel like it is definitely being hot shot. For whatever reason, I don't know. Captain Solo with a $2 super chat. The Triple H effect is real. Yes, it is. Guardian of Chaos. $9.99 super chat. JD, thanks for being in my home just about every day. Appreciate you, bro. Guardian, listen, bro, when we get together, man, at one of these shows, whiskey's on me, brother. Steve Wynyard with a 5 in UK. What do you think of NXT UK releases reported by Wrestling Observer? I don't really care. They'll find their way, Steve. TB Jammer with a $1.99 super chat. If Punk leaves again, I'm done forever with him. I don't think he's going anywhere. I think cooler heads will prevail. All of this, at the end of the day, all of this honestly feels like it should be rectified. But it doesn't look good on Punk. It does not. If it has anything to do with Colt Cabana, it does not look good on CM Punk. And Adam Page is being the locker room leader that everybody expected him to be anyway. CM Punk seems to be more in the wrong here about all of this than anybody. And he's only really egging people on to the people that don't like him already for obvious reasons. It's all about himself. Why is he back? Real Metalhead 21 with a $10 super chat. Ready for Friday night to watch some pro wrestling. I'll take a peanut butter whiskey and I'll take a cookie dough whiskey. You got it, brother. Friday night. I'll be live tomorrow night, SmackDown. Also with a $5 super chat, Metalhead. The guy who makes horrible tacos is here. I'll take 3 shots of Fireball. Yes, Jesse. Jesse's in the chat, I know. Jesse was definitely heading in the right direction. Hashtag, yes. Jason Barker with a $10 super chat. Very good business move for NXT Europe because it's a way to get big European talent to eventually get them to America. You see it, brother. Michael Bertoni with a $20 super chat. JD, thank you for getting me through my hard times throughout the years. Been watching you since your Royal Rumble 2015 review. Also, should NXT get a new color scheme? Maybe black and white. Bruce needs to go away forever. First of all, Michael, no need to thank me, brother. I'm here. I'm just glad you're watching and you use the podcast as an outlet for whatever you need it to be, man. I appreciate that. I love that more than anything. 2015 Royal Rumble, that was quite the review, bro. Quite the review. Also, yes, NXT needs a new color scheme. Black and white, I don't know, man. I like the black and gold. It will never be black and gold again, but as long as it could be black and gold in attitude, I'll take that. And yes, Bruce needs to go away forever, man. Leave the business altogether. Triple H arrow with a $4.99 super chat. If Punk quits, was WWE right about him all along? Yeah. I don't think he may be CM Punk at the end of the day. You know, great as he may be, he's going to prove a lot of people right if this gets any worse. The Blaster Kid with a $5 super chat. You like Avenged Sevenfold. Shout out to you, JD. I do not like Avenged Sevenfold, Blaster Kid. I think Avenged Sevenfold is emo chick metal. They do have a decent guitar player, though. Quintus Brown with a $20 super chat. TK is in a damn if I do, damn if I don't situation. Like Punk said, I'm the dollars and cents, and it's true. TK needs him to get that new TV deal. Is it worth it to sacrifice the morale of the company to get it? CM Punk is right, bro. He's the dollars and cents. CM Punk being in AEW is going to get them the TV deal that they require after this next round of negotiation. From an outsider's perspective looking in, it looks like this situation could potentially blow over if cooler heads prevail. I mean, I don't really get what's so serious about this. It seems like it all stems from fucking ego. You got a big ego, it could be as damaging to a company as anything else. Captain Solo, $5 super chat. Your top 5 original ECW champions. Shane Douglas is number 1 without a question. Sandman, Raven, Tommy Dreamer, and Sabu. Actually, you know what? Take out Tommy Dreamer, put in RVD. Rob Van Dam. And Silent One with a $2 super chat. Have you heard of Blackstone Cherry before, JD? Yes, I have, and no thank you. No thank you. Shane Douglas was incredible, man. Shane Douglas was one of the best promos in all of pro wrestling. Easy. I don't know, guys. I'll keep an eye on this CM Punk situation. It's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy, guys. Listen, man. I quite like this Thursday afternoon live stream, man. I quite like this Thursday afternoon live stream. What do you guys think? Anyway, I appreciate you guys for joining me, man. Happy hour. Hopefully your happy hour continues, man. I'll be back live tomorrow night, Friday Night SmackDown and AEW Rampage. I don't know how much Rampage I'm actually going to watch. I don't really feel good about Rampage, man. Rampage to me is just fucking dark extended. I don't really give a shit. Follow me on social media, guys. At JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Links are down below in the description. Shout out to Pro Wrestling TV. We are now partnered with Pro Wrestling TV. Go over there and sign up, man. Go check out all the other content on the channel on the homepage right now on YouTube. Follow me on social media. Hit that thumbs up. All that good shit, man. Guys, enjoy the rest of your Thursdays. I know I will. I need those guitar emojis in the chat. I need those Mustang emojis from my VIPs, and I need that music on max. I will see you guys tomorrow night live on Off the Script with Friday Night SmackDown. I'll see you guys later.